experience to bring you the best. And so grass perform other major
Sharp.
How are you doing? Once I was looking forward to.
Obviously, becoming one of my guys.
Oh, it's don't worry. You here to
I was saying
today
our drainage system and stuff. With some few hours of rain.
Of a surgeon, so boom cry,
it's a problem because you're experiencing something.
Yeah.
It's more like it's normal. If you say, hey, you so toy in no, it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we are back again, and it's more or less like elimination. I'm sure
X and Y. Yes,
yes.
You're looking for X now. To always have you, and then I must confess that today, as on said, looking very too. Anyway, that's just by the way. GFA, I should say, has actually disbursed the Ghana 20 million Ghana cedis in total to 80 million Ghana, should say, Premier League clubs. What are your thoughts?
Yes, yes, I really appreciate their time and effort. That thing, personally, I didn't come and so I knew about these things. I checked about I'm sure they had their monies, if not yesterday, will be early today. And I can attest to that fact. Class no be any. Yes, big. Before I delve deep sound the score. All right, these monies were just pushed. Is the Ghana football that proud to every new season amount. I know that we can still do more. It is that is 10 billion old currencies. If you closer in this instance a Premier League club at 10 10 billion. Let me use the old currency.
Yeah.
Just them through the whole season. Yeah. Especially with your traveling arrangement, fuel, and stuff. It wouldn't take them through the league season. But it is one of the refreshing news for the Ghana Premier League clubs. This thing, I commend the league, Ghana Football Association, the sports ministry. Some of us know how these, whoever that played an inch this and go to the subject matter. It will help these clubs in living up to in the league because for in most cases the clubs of complaining about financial muscles, we do not have money, we can't do this, we can't do that.
Yeah.
1 million Ghana cedis at the start of the season. We do not expect any of the clubs, in this case the Ghana Premier, to be complaining about money. So it's very simple. Assuming this money didn't,
they'll still compete.
Exactly. Yeah. So how many monies? It's more or less million Ghana cedis. You would still be beating the Premier League. And I should say this: the Congress that initiated this new season, so far aware of this 1 million Ghana cedis. Before Congress or ushered us into the new season, the club administrators were before 2020-2026. They will be having
it's like a shock. And are you trying to me in the voting process?
That one will be a 50-50.
It is very, very direct. You know that you have this initiative to vote for you, for you to retain your seat, for them to institution a tied majority for them to switch into your
obviously,
and you wouldn't use this.
Yeah. I wouldn't say they were aware. Officially, Adesa people came on board, and then other consultations through the history staff. Within that period, Congress had been held already. You understand my point?
But I want to find out whether it was not part of the decision that this is what I'm communicating to you, and then just be aware of. I retain my seat.
My seat,
and maybe that the subgroup in themselves, we are going to be in on this only when Ketam Onukwueku is.
You've raised a legitimate point, and then we will invest in it. But for what I know, 4 production staff came on board. That Congress was held after, as if they were aware of the 1 million Ghana cedis or not. But from the formal point of view or from the official point of view, those made before the announcement of the 1 million Ghana cedis came out. Next season, because since you've received a 1 million Ghana day one, and why? You have no excuse than to produce.
You remember that when this particular news came out, we had dwelling before. We took our calculators out here.
Exactly.
And then we did with this particular amount given to them. And knowing that they would have the league, then we can set a minimum salary for all the clubs.
Exactly.
We set it to 2,000 when we were here. But about 2 or 3 days afterwards, they communicated that they have to tally. So is it maybe going to buttress the that can help set some minimum or floor pricing and salary?
And why this is very clear because it would let me cite this scenario. Ask Kobe because I didn't give you money. How can I tell you buy me? Because if you sending you over purchasing and the pricing everything that I send you to go and purchase from the market for me, and it was because of this the release 1 million Ghana cedis that ginger this and thanks. My own investigation, Ghana Premier League, that I'm using this minimum wage
Even as
now, and so I am just entreating the Ghana football and whosoever matters in this that if you do this, yet you are not complying to the minimum wage thing. Obvious contract.
Yeah.
I know of a Premier League club which in less than 1,500.
Ghana Premier also as much. There's only much that the Ghana Premier League. There's an extra
The of the Ghana football,
but I'm also
and
yes
to control the person or anything we're talking about
to the books, but then
yes,
I'm also talking about the fact there's the responsibility of players this amount.
you're talking about. You don't know these players. In fact, not the players alone, the managers of our league. Some like they are hypocrites. Excuse my language, but sanity. And you know what? This particular thing I'm talking about. Player say, you see our problem.
The player himself has actually
assuming without admitting that putting him or her on at club A, club B, he wouldn't he or she talk about
definitely
it.
Because you also protect and so this is you can come and then we can just do it player.
Okay.
Personally, I would write to the board. I'll write to Galka.
On what I do not to petition the Ghana.
Right at that. There's if we want to sit back and then things will the fact that
happen as we expect.
It wouldn't happen.
Yeah. Right. That footballers, I know they do watch us, and so you can call me. I will in these things. Yes, yes, I will accept things because million guys say salary cap pay any player less than 1,000. Only problem is that within period in that community, I didn't see I did not know of such nature, but it should have been you disobey this particular thing, maybe points that maybe this or that.
But no, and then so I'm sure that whenever there's a regulation or a policy that has been passed on, then it should disobey any of the policy that you.
Exactly.
That's a thing for discussion.
Yes, let's wait and see how things unfold. But
yeah.
I am very happy because, as I said earlier, it is the first time such in our league. I didn't say because of this, some third term or not, but how to ensure our league we are expecting. That is the only thing I am rooting for. Right, for we will be delving deeper into the games.
Yeah.
My general after my day one tells me under the era of resetting. Yes. Right from hard game on Saturday on Sunday. In fact, this APL people, it shouldn't be wonder. And why? If they are able to and even do it better, it means that recognized as we are all expecting and hoping. General overview, it was a fantastic weekend within the and pray that it will continue as such.
We'll definitely the details of that, but we have to go for this short commercial break. I should say the under 7 Black Stars are preparing zone. Delving deeper into that and their preparations in Ivory Coast. Don't go anywhere. Yes, and we are back in studios. We are live on the nation's ultimate and #1 sports show, and I've been mixing up in the studio with Champion Benito, the champion of champions, and we've been talking about the 1 million pledge that has been fulfilled to all 18 Ghana Premier League clubs. We'll be moving forward talking about the preparations of the under national team, that's the Black Starlets, and then the value.
A while now.
Yeah.
The exit of like Kingston.
Yeah.
Where we hosted few stadium. I should say it's a new technical team that will be handling the U17 this time, headed by Prosper Nateogum. I listened to one of his interviews. He sounded optimistic below qualifications. It's a good gesture. I know him very much. When we're talking about coach that developed stages are more or less like the developmental stages. And so personally, I do not just I'm not much interested in the results and other stuff, but how to develop those talents.
Yeah.
At this point, it will be a good exercise. Most importantly, looking at the Group A, we've drawn with Ivory Coast and Nigeria, Togo. And so I should say that it will be a tough group for the U17 boys. But as I said, with that productive campaign they've had, and Coach Prosper Nateogum, we've seen his exploit from Ebusua Dwarves rising to the occasion through to Kumasi Asante Kotoko. I still have belief in his skill set. And I must say that yes, he nearly fell. I must say that he can build a strong side for this U17 team. We just hope that they will have good luck in the tournament. And moving from Ghana to Ivory Coast is just a stone throw. And so distance wouldn't affect them. That at this point, you need a tough mentality. That is how to raise their psyche to that particular level. I learned they visited the seat of government.
Yeah.
Wish them back, then see how best they can do within that particular tournament.
We hope also to see most of these players in the national colours playing it high, just like we see the likes of Lamine Yamal at 16 playing in the Euro finals. We want to see the same kind of talent in the mixing it up with the big guns.
That has been our problem. Issues of transition. We can find and players who transition. So more than those mix we've done previously. Looking at this season, not to go deeper into archives, just 2009.
Yeah.
This Andrea Ayew, Dominic Edia, and the likes, Jonathan. If you're able to transition them very well, we were like half captain from that particular group. We were fortunate. We had Jonathan Mensah, who played as central defender for so long a time.
Yeah.
So you see the importance of good transition.
Yeah.
But it has though, in fact, we can go through that cater life. And let's mention like 2 or 3 players that got to that particular height. It was only Jerry Afriye. Only Jerry Afriye.
Also,
you can also talk about they had promising players with enough talent. You see, transition have been a major problem with this particular set. 17, a year to come, they will be around 17. If you transition them very well, under 20, Kakanga U23, we can be pushing 1 or 2 exceptionals into our senior side.
Yeah.
We missed out on Matthew and Nkudu.
Yeah.
And then, but that guy had enough talent.
For him, do you think that he traveled maybe a little too soon?
With a traveling situation, it could be a factor. But in as much as he traveled soon or very earlier, say you will good policy, he will be monitored wherever he goes. And so because he's out of the country, still the monitoring will still be intact. And he would probably bought one of the top players in the Ghana in the Black Stars proper.
Yeah.
But but along the line, his talent, I wouldn't say he got shattered, but yeah, we didn't enjoy him at the national level. So that is my point. At this time, this U17, young Grumi with their talent and stuff, we can just transition them properly so that as the country, we will have benefit from them.
All right, so definitely we need to transition properly so that we can talent or benefit from them. That's what is actually reiterating. We've actually benefited keeping departments for the Ghana Black Stars, most especially recently as Lawrence Atizigi, and then since Galen, he backed up 200 appearances for them, which is no mean feat for a goalkeeper of Africa playing at the highest level in Switzerland. Right, 200.
Yes, let's Google his name, and then I've been reading few stuff about him, rising from Red Bull Academy in Ghana, moving on to Switzerland and stuff. I should say to reach 200 games for a club isn't a mere feat, because before you can cap 200, it tells me one thing, and it shows the belief that particular team has in you.
Yeah.
Every situation, and say that it's one of the commendations. I know he's been under how he concedes certain goals, his petty errors and stuff, but to achieve 100 games for a particular club, it's a wonderful achievement. So recommendations. I wouldn't say I'm praying for him, but then I just wish that he comes out of this public ridicule. Because at this point, say, you're under public ridicule for so long a time, it dams or it reduces your confidence. That has been his problem. Because he thinks that the moment he just comes between the Black Stars and Ghana, these errors comes now. Once his confidence level is now.
So mentally,
point. That's the technical word. And so you think 200 games for St. Gallen still believe in you. They still have this confidence. He isn't a bad goalkeeper. No. When you see him physically, he's present, he's staunch, and he's endowed. Or a Blasters goalkeeper, has a full goalkeeper. Benjamin Asari. Yes. Last time I tweeted about him, he resembles a Blasters goalkeeper. Archives and see these past goalkeepers that don the Black Stars jersey as goalkeepers. Now physically, you could clearly see that he's a Blaster. Not Jojo or Lockhart and no. To be a Blasters goalkeeper. And why? I do not know if you've catched the illusions I am trying to create.
I am trying very much to actually get
for you to become a Black Stars goalkeeper. You should be fearfully and wonderfully made.
I understand.
Yes.
I understand. For a Black goalkeeper.
He looked like a Black Stars goalkeeper.
Richard Kinson as well.
Oh, what can now? Samir J.
Okay. Then I sort of get the angle to which you actually.
And look at Lawrence Atizigi. You. It is clear and evident. Yes.
Interesting.
He's within that range. In fact, he's on the same page.
I get it now.
Look at Benjamin Asari.
I understand.
Yes, and compare these goalkeepers to Jojo Olakot. In fact,
Matthias,
for you to be a Blasters goalkeeper,
you have to be.
You should be in that category.
So you're here at the TFS from Champion Benito. For you to be a Black Stars goalkeeper, you have to be fearfully made
and wonderfully made.
That fearfully and wonderfully made. Only actually remind that live on YouTube. So if you want to watch us and you want to leave your TV set, you can actually do so by just visiting YouTube. You can just search in for Clock TV. You're able to watch us and in color. And also a reminder that 0500500500421. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your comments. Ask us any question at all you want to talk about in Ghana football, and we'll address it to you. So we two referees who have been selected for this particular WAFU Zone B under 17 qualifiers, and then it is Selom Yao Bless and then Theophilus Akugli.
Yeah. Selom Yao Bless personally, and then he's been one of the fantastic referees we have in Ghana football. At some point in time, he was within Selom Yao Bless, that is him.
Yeah.
He was appointed to be part of the officials for the Chan, the just ended Chan.
Yeah.
And then, in fact, gradually he's rising to the occasion. And why? One thing, after some period of time, Ghana lost the identity was our referees.
Yeah.
Before Analysis Expose, we had produced quality referees for African football. And your life, who has vowed fourth referee national, it tells you that we have and referee them. At that point in time, the world watching everything on Ghana, everything you do has in Ghana. So at this time, we wish them the best of luck. And so, and at that time, you should do it and do it to your maximum. No. Ghana is you.
Yeah.
The moment we met him, you are blessed from Ghana. Point.
Yeah.
That is why we should be backing. I know competent referees in our league. In as much as Analysis Expose brought certain dents to our refereeing environment or ecosystem, I still believe in them. As I said, I know and I can the fact he's still content and still adding to him, he can deliver.
And surely deliver. Moving on, once again today, being escorted out of with and he did no of real for the fed of the Tottenham Hotspur actually lost that game. But before the game, the coach was asked about Thomas Partey and his court issues. He said Thomas is 100% focused on the Tottenham game. That was what he said. But it looks as though he was in court. He came out. Do you think he'll be vindicated in the long run? Yes,
it's just a matter of time. I had opportunity to meet him when he came for the off-season staff in Ghana. When he organized his gala at Kaswa Tumba. Yeah. And from the psychological point of view, my instinct told me one thing. I do not want to go ahead of time and probably predict the outcome of this court proceedings. But anyway, from the look of things, it's as though this guy has a strong case.
Yeah.
And then, as I said, it's now a legal matter, so no one can use contempt. But has a case to show the world that he didn't commit such charges.
And there were actually rumors after the first court hearing appearance that a couple of ladies that actually went to complain or were plaintiffs in court to issue some apology. But then he insisted that the law has to take its due course and then its precedent. So we are hoping that as a Ghanaian, justice will be served and he will be vindicated if he is not guilty.
He's so confident that that was why I was saying that it's as though he didn't commit those charges. I do not know for a fact, but from all indication, from so many observations, I can say that it was unfortunate that he got booed during Villarreal's game against Tottenham.
Yeah.
When he came in around the 78th minute,
Yeah.
it wasn't professional. And I'm sure UEFA will take this matter on. Because at this point in time, Yenka said he's been guilty of these charges.
He wasn't. So the reason why I was skeptical about talking about the booing was because Nicolas Pepe was also on the pitch. He started the game at right wing.
Yeah.
And when you watch that particular game, he was also booed. So I'm sure playing against Tottenham, when you have an affiliation to Arsenal, then you'll be booed.
Yeah.
But then when it transcends to abuse in terms of they calling you names. And all that.
At some point, they called him, "You rapist, you think you can play against us?" You see that level. And it wasn't pleasant at all. But I'm sure UEFA will take that matter on and probably issue sanctions to the victims. But to Partey's issue, the case has been adjourned to November 2, right?
Yeah.
We just pray that he will be vindicated entirely.
Yeah.
Because why? These issues, where no man should pray that such issues come near him. Because until the court proves to the whole world that you are free and you are not guilty of these charges, while psychologically you will not be well. And Partey is a tough guy.
Yeah.
He's very.
Yeah.
He has had the opportunity when he came for the international duty at the camp, and from all indications, it's as though he's of these things. But Oyenipa, Otewane Bisiniti, definitely he will be affected. But all in all, we just pray for him as patriotic against that. Court and his Partey, his charges were false and your case has been heard and stuff. And only idea I train. But before time. And why? You have to be careful about these situations. You said something the other time that you do not understand why only the Asama would have to prove yourself.
When it comes to rape,
yes,
the burden of proof is on the accused.
I like that technical word.
So,
have you been a lawyer before?
Oh, I mean,
no, but the burden of proof
is on the accused.
I know the mass assembly and they know. But the positive is that as of now, as you said earlier, 2 of the plaintiffs have withdrawn from this leaving about 3 of the plaintiffs. And gradually, most especially at this point, after appearing before the Southwark Court in London, we think and believe Partey, it's just a matter of time. This Villarreal doing something wonderful, and we must commend them.
Yeah.
Because of him,
they
had to allow their legal counsel stay behind after their game against Tottenham yesterday, just to support Thomas Partey. So in the video, we saw a man in white sleeve.
Yeah.
Yes, he's part of Villarreal's legal counsel. That makes me confident that Partey because anyway, we've not been in UK and these places before.
Yeah.
But the little thing we know about these white people is very simple. If they know that Partey will definitely be jailed or something, they wouldn't have accepted him to play for them. Marketing wise, everything on their jersey, whereas they are aware that you'll be jailed. No, I'm yet. See what happened to Benjamin Mendy at Man City.
Yeah.
They told him to step aside. In fact, because they also had a name to protect.
With that in mind,
yes,
and looking at how other clubs have treated
certain rape victims,
who have been accused of rape, whether being correct, and because we look at the Benjamin Mendy situation, and then Manchester City were ordered by UEFA to actually pay him the wages that they owed him in excess of 30 million euros. But now, when you look at looking at it technically, when you look at how Arsenal also protected, if I can say protected him.
Yes, they protected him. They shielded him very well. Yes.
So
because for all this while, Partey's time at Arsenal, it was within that region that there was the apex.
Yeah.
But Arsenal were able to protect Partey and massage the situation so much that he wasn't really affected with that particular situation.
Yeah.
But say, your contract. Your contract has ended. We are not more interested in you. And so, within that period, from about 2020, 2023, thereabout, Arsenal did extremely well. People there make us say, every this level, it is on the how they manage that situation. They did their best. But within that period, your contract expired, we do not need you anymore. New club or whatever thing you do takes over. That is exactly what Villarreal are doing.
That's exactly what Villarreal are doing, and are actually doing a good job as that sort of representing Thomas Partey and making sure that. But that being said, we do not also condone or support rape.
Oh no, no,
has
no,
to
no.
Say blank over
Yes,
here.
yes. We categorically stated that. Yes.
We support the due course of law, and then we are hoping that at the end of this particular proceeding, justice will be served. That is our stance in this particular issue. And moving on, Mourinho, Jose Mourinho is also in the news once again after being sacked by Fenerbahce. He's Beto.
After his dismissal from Fenerbahce, I said it on this platform that if I am part of his advisors, I'll tell him to probably go for, let's say, a sabbatical leave or something. Because his managerial career is on a descendancy.
Yeah.
Yes. From where he left. No disrespect to Fenerbahce
Right
or
after
the
leaving
Turkish.
Chelsea.
Yes. No disrespect to Turkish league or Fenerbahce. But Jose Mourinho as a manager with his clout and his caliber, you wouldn't expect that at coaching a team in Turkey. I repeat, no disrespect to Fenerbahce. But if you say Mourinho and you watch him carefully, Mourinho is becoming.
Is it that football has gone beyond his tactics?
Yes.
And he has to. Because we know that the football has now become so technical.
Exactly.
And so when you look at players that have been coached by Jose Mourinho, the manager in your shots there, all they say about him is that he is a man manager.
Yes.
He can bring the best out of you as a player.
Exactly.
But right now, everyone is bringing the best out of their players. People are being self-motivated to perform. And it's down to tactics on the floor. And we see that through Pep Guardiola, whom for now, people may even think that he's also being surpassed or being on the same scale, looking at performances. And now we look at, when it comes to managers, we look at Xabi Alonso, we look at Ancelotti, we look at Hansi Flick, we look at all these managers.
Not forgetting your managers name, Mikel
Arteta. We look at Ruben Amorim as well.
But if you are mentioning modern day coaches,
he's not part. Yes, let's forget Ruben Amorim. And then let's talk about the modern managers. They dwell solely on tactics. Even Vincent Kompany, they dwell solely on tactics, and then the tactics that play. And now man management is just a part. Are now hiring psychologists.
Exactly.
Clubs are now hiring a lot of these people, and everyone is sort of finding a way to get the best out of their players, giving them the best conditions, making families are well, and all that. So now, Jose Mourinho's stronghold has now become something that is common. Every club.
Yeah. That is why I strongly believe that even if he gets appointed as at Benfica, still struggle. I'm sure it was because of yesterday's results. That is why in the media space, Mourinho's trending here and there. So I'm appointing a crowd. It changes nothing.
But apart from yesterday, Benfica also in their past 2 games have 3 players So that.
But at this point, if you are Bruno Lage, that is my establishment. Bruno should go on an exile from the court. Now, if no, not from the coaching field. I did. Enter into that's all. Mourinho should enter into it. It will be the same story. That is my problem. It will be to Nottingham for Ange Postecoglou. It's the same story. Yes, nothing will change. I am not in support of that thing. I know that from understand.
So cut to the people, the top coaches that are clubs. Maybe talk about
Nuno is also redundant. Yes. They need a modern coach with this modern. In fact, Pochettino wasn't a bad manager. Even at Tottenham,
he was at the wrong club.
Maybe and administrator didn't give him that in that time, probably to prove himself. Even at Paris Saint-Germain, he didn't fail. When ideology and his philosophy, teams like Benfica would
Max Allegri.
Yes, Max Allegri.
Yes. Compete.
Football, and so it wouldn't help. No one host patients. There will be no turnaround for them. But let's see how it unfolds.
Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your comments on whether Mourinho will succeed at Benfica. A lot of men actually coming in the few before for the break. What are doing amazing. That's what Prosper says. This is when this going to affect Partey's. Two proud referees name. This is Fred. That's sorry. I agree. Benito Mourinho should just rest. Man Stivo from Kwashiman. I think the message a lot. We'll be touching on and all. Keep your WhatsApp messages coming in 050041 is the number that starts on WhatsApp. We'll be able to read it for you. We are straight on Facebook. Go there, drop a comment, drop a share, and then we'll be able to follow you right back. I will be going for this short commercial break. When we come back, we'll be discussing the Champions League and the results and fixtures. And we'll be joined by Solomon Danso, an expert in European football. We'll be coming back shortly. Don't go anywhere. One of the we're actually yes, if you know what I mean. I'm talking about especially the Benfica game and Karabakh. A lot of eye raised for that particular. We have experts in discussing Champions League matches. Europe joining us in the studio. I'm here with Benito and Solomon Danso to be into the Champions League fixture results. Solo, how far?
And why?
This is your debut.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Clogsports. It's good to have you.
Thank you.
Benito.
Yes, NY.
Champions League. I'll talk about a match that I actually followed quite keenly. Followed all the matches, but this one interest in when the Arsenal.
In fact, it was Atletico
Bilbao versus Arsenal at some region in Spain. It's a friendly atmosphere, if you should ask me. A lot of fans shouting down the, especially when the referee gives one particular wrong decision. Arsenal started with the three of Madrid, Gyökeres, and the magic for them. Eze was replaced by Martinelli, and with the success of Martinelli be on the pitch, he actually scored. And the assist was by Sad, who also replaced Victor Gyökeres in the 61st minute. Benito.
It was Mikel Arteta's magic that the spirit that informed him to do substitutions really helped Arsenal.
Yeah.
And Arsenal, with the exploit from last season, how they managed to qualify the match, and it was back to back, and it means that they are up there. I've said this thing on so many platforms that this season Arsenal should get a trophy. I do not know it would, but Arsenal should get a trophy. 100% agree to after all these signings that to whom much is given, much is expected. This time, in fact, this is the time. If you have a similar 11 to your required 11, you have no excuse. Just see quality in, quality out. In Arsenal's story, they have enough quality on the field. They also have quality into a team. My word. After about 6 seasons of Mikel Arteta, they are not able to win a major trophy. And your mama U21 for any coach. Yes.
Well, and that maybe I actually quite this transmission. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, the bottom that have the best in the league or in. However, they are still saying that Arsenal must win something.
You are right.
You're saying that Liverpool have the team in England from Van Dijk to those thoughts on this one. Liverpool have the best team in. However, Arsenal must. It's as though
Me, in fact, before Solo gets in, I do not succumb to that assertion. Liverpool, they do not have the best team in England for now. I do not agree to that.
Who does?
It's the Arsenal.
Oh,
yes. Let's know of time to debate. To player.
Yeah.
Player.
Yeah.
It is Arsenal. They have the team. In fact, they have the. When talking about every department.
The producers actually signal and actually do 3 minutes player.
Okay, player to player from the goalkeeping department.
Yeah, from goalkeeping department.
Now Liverpool, Alisson Becker.
Yeah, to David Raya.
To David Raya. On any David Raya.
That's justified, considering the fact that back to seasons in a row, David Raya.
I do not want to go. Yes, our time never come.
Yeah. Okay. Then right back.
Zubimendi
versus Ryan.
Zubimendi.
Hey.
I understand it is his first season at
The PF.
no two ways that. Zubimendi is having it Ryan match.
Yeah.
Suspensions and injuries. He will constantly Arsenal.
Let's go. Versus Liverpool.
In fact, his new name is.
That notwithstanding, let's move to Alexis McAllister versus Declan Rice.
You know this. I believe Leicester to player expected goals their engine season was player. Talking of Declan Rice,
Yeah.
when we're talking about a player who enough season with him.
Yeah.
When we're talking about player who made enough progresses was Declan Rice.
Okay, let's now left with Gakpo versus
For it's very only problem Arsenal will have it will be
versus Chris versus and then
that will only be them for Arsenal. We've known his expert. There is no way you I wouldn't say even
you think about send your message 050050.
who is Liverpool's goalkeeper? Second goal.
Have that they all have long names. We will compare that on Friday later. So now let's come to terms. Real Madrid played against you talk particular game.
Yeah, I had to watch that match, and let's say it was one fantastic match. You see, Marcel had a chance to dominate the first half, and they leading with a 22nd goal, that 22nd minute goal from Timothy Weah.
Yeah.
That was a nice goal, and you see, there's a whole lot of speculation around Real Madrid's penalty, especially the second penalty.
Yeah.
That from Mbappe. Looking at the highlights from the penalty, what caused the penalty, as in the defender tackled the ball very well, but getting down, that was when his hand touched the ball.
That makes it a penalty.
So when you say the hand was in a natural position, this is the debate that we've been having time and time again.
Yes,
was the hand in the natural
according
position?
to the rules of football,
thank you.
FIFA Law 14,
Thank you.
it talks about penalty.
Yeah.
It says a penalty is awarded if a player commits a punishable offense within the penalty area. So the moment your hand gets or touches the ball in the penalty
Law 14.
yes, it states it clear and it is emphatic.
Well, if you actually run them by. But last season, Real Madrid versus Barcelona, there was a tackle in the box by Eder Militao.
Okay.
His hand was on the floor. Hit just like the same way that this player's hand was on the floor. When you put a slide tackle, the natural position that your hand should be is on the floor. You cannot slide tackle with your hand in there. You cannot slide tackle. Well, that's possible. So,
fortunate we are not having the incident or footage of the particular act on our screens. Into which it will be as though, in fact, introducing me say I'm a Real Madrid fan. So what would defend something?
So look, I don't think it was because he's a favorite. The defender tackled the ball very. That was, but it was unfortunate. It wasn't natural position because he was at the same time falling onto the ground.
Yeah.
So that was when his hand would touch the ball. I was expecting the. My brother said.
Yes. And it's a penalty.
Yeah.
So Benito, there we have it.
Yes. So and Mbappe did justice to.
We have to the law. We have. Okay, then to another thing that actually divided a lot of PSV Eindhoven versus St. Gilloise of Belgium. Benito.
Me, because if PSV and Eindhoven, the last 2 games, particularly, they've not been in that top shape. And so, Jonas and Gilios, they've been opportunity punishing what they did. Winning 3-1 over. In fact, the interesting part was it was an away win for them, and it's now becoming unusual for PSV and Eindhoven for a mere team in Union Saint to come away and win over them. It shows that things are really going on the wrong place for PSV. But I wasn't surprised because of Union Saint Gilloise, their exploit from last season to this season. It was a wonderful opening game for them.
Now I want you to touch a little bit about PSV this particular season. Even in the domestic league, losing to a team like Telstar.
Exactly. A newly promoted side.
Yes. 2-0.
Yes. In fact, their goal even came around the 90th minute. It was 90+1 or something.
Yeah.
It shows us that they were not up to the task. The Union Saint Gilloise just unaware, and by the time they
recovered, it was late for them. We hope that this particular team, a lot of recoveries I'm talking about in this version, it was make a score. Solo.
Yeah. And I was score. Teams has been on their top form going back to their last 5 months. Them has lost on their top. Actually, Dortmund. Me then equalized, so 8 goals in just one single match. That was an interesting match, and
it was 8 goals in minutes because the first half was very dry.
Yes.
Both teams sort of tiring finding out who can actually be. And then once again, Borussia Dortmund, Karim Adeyemi, one of the most dangerous, scored a goal, and we would have thought that maybe their main striker would actually give a shout out or a shot at goal. About on the score sheet for them. And then Kenan Yildiz, who scored Inter Milan earlier this scored a goal. That's this weekend, I should say. And then another player that drew them parity was Kelly, who also scored in the Juventus game. He was bought or signed to play in defense, but he's actually pulling in the goals for them at the moment. Benito.
Yes, so as Solo said, it was an interesting game. If you watch that game, most especially from the stand, you got value on it. That is not taken. You got was an end to end produce 8 goals in half. It says a lot. It means that this Champions League season will be fireworks. All these clubs are ready and they want to point for their manager in Igor Tudor. Big congratulations to him, because last weekend how they managed to win over the series. I think let's tangent statement
Game. I know Karabakh was as well. Like he with 1.5 and then commenced. Duran also came in the 48th minute, and then Kashuk in the 86th minute put the final nail in the coffin to bury Benfica. They couldn't get any points in that particular game. Talk about that, Solo.
With that match, I was really surprised. That was one match. They say in the ball, a lot of that match.
Yes.
Benfica really surprised because you taking the lead with 2-0. I was expecting Benfica to dominate the game, then at least find a way defend these 2 goals. Other hardback also came and also had the opportunity to equalize. And in the last minute, that's the 86th minute, they came back with a 3rd goal, and that was what they won the match. So I would say with that, it was very disappointing from Benfica. Coming feel up, then losing the match 3-2. Wasn't impressed.
Another person that a lot of people were not actually impressed with is the Villarreal goalkeeper. That's the match where Junior was making the Champions League. He's been doing very well. Some there was a cross from the right wing by Oro, and he wasn't able to grasp it, and then it trickled down net in quite some interesting way. If you are watching it carefully, right, think say maybe our top match in Benito.
Champions League always produces certain things, and there's something we call a night in the Champions League. It is one of them. At any point in time, even one say BBS, there is nothing you can do about it. And so Tottenham had the lack of the game. Right from the blast of the whistle. I felt that Tottenham wouldn't lose this particular game. So, with that particular incident, but it is part of the night that every Champions League season produces. From the early stages.
All right, and then let's look at the fixtures that will be coming up for the Champions League. We'll be having been played on Thursday night as well. Yes. So Thursday we have Olympiacos playing against Paphos. Paphos are in Cyprus. Olympiacos are in Greece. So it's quite a good battle of grapes, if I can say. Both countries produce fine grapes. Paphos and then Olympiacos, very nice vineyards in both countries. And then now we go to Slavia Praha of Czech Republic playing against Bodo Glimt of Norway. Going to be an interesting one. And then we travel all the way to Netherlands to where we have Ajax Internacional Minal. And they'll be hoping to bounce back from a defeat over the weekend against Juventus, as we actually talked about, and when they visit Ajax. And then we have Bayern Munich playing or hosting Chelsea in an interesting encounter. 7 p.m., mind you, that's the time. And then we have Liverpool playing against Atletico Madrid. Quite an interesting one today, 7 p.m. as well. Paris Saint-Germain playing or hosting Atalanta. They'll be finding out whether they can defend the trophy. We have Ghanaian interest there because Kamaldeen Sulemana will be playing for Atalanta in that particular game. Whether he can prove his mettle against the likes of Hakimi if he plays on the left wing, or let me just say Nuno Mendes if he plays on the right wing. It's going to be an interesting one for Atalanta as well. And then on Thursday, that is tomorrow, we have Club Brugge hosting Monaco. We have Copenhagen playing against Bayern Leverkusen. We have Eintracht Frankfurt playing against Galatasaray. That is on Thursday, the Thursday fixtures. We have Eintracht Frankfurt versus Galatasaray. We have Manchester City versus Napoli. Newcastle United versus Barcelona. And Sporting versus Kairat Almaty. So these are the fixtures. Guys, which one is actually catching your eye?
I would say I'll go for the Chelsea or Bayern Munich. I can't wait to see Nicola Jackson facing his former team.
Yeah, but which team are you supporting or rooting for?
I'm rooting for Chelsea.
Chelsea,
yes,
that's why you have personal interest in that particular game.
Yes, I'm rooting.
Both of us, our teams have actually won. Everybody knows that it's quite an open secret that I have my personal affiliation towards Arsenal. Benito has his love towards the team in white, the Los Blancos.
The White Angels.
Yes, the White Angels. Yes. So these are the fixtures that are coming up to the rounds. But before we close, before we wrap up, there's been a comment by Samuel Lincoln on the Ghana Premier League. We'll just talk about that or touch on it a little bit before we wrap up over here. Ghana Premier League, Samuel Lincoln has said that preparation is key to winning the Ghana Premier League, the 2025. So preparation key, because you mentioned that the BNA Gold Stars, I'm sure we have the video, just a minute video, if the producer can let us have that. Let's receive your comments on that as well.
Yes, he's been a player in the Ghana Premier League, and so he knows the ins and out of the GPO.
All right, so let's watch the video and then how it goes.
Football, everybody is doing very well. Everybody know, even in Ghana, everybody know that it will be Kotoko or House of Folk, you understand? But last season, guess what? It was Go Stars. You know, football is all about preparation. You know, when you do proper preseason, you also get best of the players that you want them to play the league for you. So I think the most important thing is that those who prepare very well will win.
So that was what actually transpired, and that was what he actually said. So I'll take your comments solo first, and then Benito, you can conclude on that. Samuel Lincoln saying that preparation is key to win the Ghana Premier League.
Yeah, it's true. You see, before you, win any league, you can't just you need to do a good preparation. That's the whole thing. You need to make sure you have all your let's say technical staffs and your players. Talking about, let's say, whether all your players are fit, and also the preseason. Preseason is most important thing because that is what shapes the players and strike their mind towards the upcoming Premier that are going to come. So I said with someone, preparation is the main thing or the key.
All right, preparation is the key. As a landlord will actually say, his 5 P's. Proper planning prevents poor performance. I'm worried as well. Benito,
yes, exactly. I think you said it all. It's a ceiling. You can't do anything without proper preparations, and so these things they are known to the Ghana Premier League clubs, and they are aware of it. That is why I believe it is for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Looking at their preparations, they can win the Ghana Premier League. Send them a candidate.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So unfortunately, we didn't have the predictions of the finished places in the Ghana Premier League. We don't have time to do that. So I'll take your concluding comments on this particular show. Back on Friday. Friday, 19th September is my birthday as well.
Oh wow! That would be a birthday show.
Yes,
a birthday show in Team Pacho. In our local dialect. Oh, bang, found some time back. Right. Where's my camera? I'm sure this one. Yes.
That's
so, with all due respect, that very day it should be a special one. You may do it on that set, almost the yes so. I'm sure James and the other guys will agree to that fact.
Yeah.
Until you ready, an ambush, Mama Watias here. Now me
Yeah.
as I could see, it's a very good day. The point ya, nay di birthday no ha. The ebusia, it's in for a moshe. Friday. Then an banner one yashina. You bet me grandpa, you never show no so. Why?
Interesting one there.
Yes.
So let me hear your concluding remarks on that one.
Or your upcoming.
No, we are closing there.
Say something on his birthday. If it happens, you come and enjoy. Yes.
Anyway, first of all, I'll say we are looking forward to Nana's birthday.
Yes,
And we thank God for.
In fact, I forgot to say something. It just came up. Show that you are indeed the HOD. Show us that you are indeed the head of sports. James said, "Master na make a yes."
Interesting. So on this particular note, we can wrap up. So you have something to say?
Yeah. So on Friday, do not come here empty-handed. On Friday,
okay. So I'm doing this. This is how we will call it a wrap on today's show. It's been a pleasure coming to your homes, coming to your screens to bring you the best in the world of sports. Thank you for dropping your comments. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for allowing us into your homes to bring premium content. Big shout out to my producer, John Marcelo, and Jewel, Michael, Sotum Diallos, Joe, and the likes. If I didn't mention your name, Cablesman as well. Isaac Opoku also came to the studios, but actually he said he has to do some movements. We'll be back on Friday, bigger, better, as always. This is how we call it a wrap. Arrivederci.
Clog TV, beyond the policy.